Q, can you lower the lights for me, please?
When I heard those 7 words in the new Michael Jackson biopic trailer, I felt something, and I don't think I was the only one. As an artist, I've spent hours painting Michael Jackson. I'm a fan. I've read every book I could get my hands on about the man. So when I was watching this trailer, I was hoping not to just see an actor doing an impression. Happily, what I found was someone honoring a part of Michael Jackson that the world has been trying to fix or debunk for over 40 years. His voice. Not his singing voice. Everyone loves that. I'm talking about the way he spoke. The softness, the gentleness, the quiet. And I need to talk about this because the conversation around Michael Jackson's real voice versus his so-called fake voice isn't really about Michael. It's a deeper prejudice against people who are soft-spoken. And if you stay till the end, I'll show you how those simple affirmations in the trailer are a lesson for all of us on why we never have to change our voice to be strong. If that sounds like the kind of conversation you've been waiting for, I'd love to have you subscribe and stay a while.
I get embarrassed easily. Being around, everyday people and stuff, I feel strange. I do.
Shy?
Yeah.
So let's start with Jaafar. He's Michael's nephew. We can say that he grew up around Michael. He heard his voice in real life, not just through interviews and clips. He heard him speak at family gatherings, on phone calls, and in the quiet moments that none of us were a part of. And what did he choose to do with this role? Listen to the way he speaks in the trailer.
Just have all these ideas in my head. Just gotta get them out. I love my family. I just want to do my own thing.
There's no deep, booming voice. There's no over-the-top performance. It's gentle, it's measured, and that was a choice. Jaafar and the filmmakers could have gone in a completely different direction, because biopics have the power to shape how people remember someone. They could have played into the narrative that Michael's real voice was deeper and that the soft voice was just an act. But they didn't. They honored the softness. This trailer is telling the world that Michael's gentle voice was not a gimmick. It was him. And the fact that his own family member chose to portray him in that way should tell you something.
I wanted to set goals for myself to nail a certain, it was the mannerisms, it was the vocal, it was just his essence and how he goes about in a conversational way. And to hear the reaction after seeing the film, especially my grandmother.
What did she say?
She said how excellent I did and how much I embody Michael, and there were moments she couldn't tell if it was me or Michael, and to me that's all I needed to hear.
The soft voice was real. Now let's talk about the thing I know some of us are already thinking about, the deep voiced clips. Every few months a video can go viral of Michael speaking in a lower register.
I'm a big fan of yours, by the way.
Right on, Mike. Big fan here too, man. You know this, man.
You know this, man.
Some people say, see, that wasn't his real voice. His soft voice was just an act for his public persona. And I need to push back on that gently but firmly. Just because someone can speak in a tone that is lower doesn't mean their soft voice isn't real. Think about yourself for a second. Do you speak in the same way when you're laughing with your best friend as you do when you're frustrated? As you do when you're talking to someone you've never met before? No, your voice can shift depending on the moment. It doesn't make it any less real. It just makes you human. Michael's voice could go lower, that's not a secret. He had an impressive range for singing. That's not a gotcha. That's just how voices work. But where he lived most of the time, where he felt comfortable, that was the softness. And the fact that people are so desperate to prove that the gentle version of him wasn't real says way more about them than it does about him.
I've been thinking about you, wondering how you're doing and everything.
Yeah, just been. I gotta get around to calling him back, and I've just been so busy because I'm getting my album together again. Oh. And gotta work on songs and go in the studio like every day and all that. So is that what you've been doing? Yeah, I just finished a picture session all day working on pictures. Don't you hate smiling for so long? Yeah, it's so corny. Just smile. No, that's not like you were smiling earlier. Smile like you smiled earlier. How did I know? I don't know how I smile. Give me a mirror. Let me look.
I mean, how long did it take you to get on the diet? Years. A hell of a long time. I just want to know what it's like to have a real relationship with someone who doesn't want me for me, that I don't have to look over my shoulder all the time. That doesn't have an ulterior motive. Yes.
If you've learned anything new or can appreciate the drawing some aspect, I'd like you to subscribe and let me know below in the comments. I realize that this biopic is going to finally be giving his humanity some respect. Not just about the moonwalk, not just the music, not just the spectacle, but the quiet moments. The parts of him that people spent decades calling fake or making fun of because they couldn't understand how someone that famous could be that gentle or even shy. And here's where I need to be honest about something, because I know people are gonna bring it up. Yes, Michael was physically abused by his father growing up, and there's a real psychological concept called fawning, where people who experience trauma develop a softer, more people-pleasing way of speaking as a survival mechanism. I'm not going to pretend that doesn't exist. It's real, and it's valid. But here's what the internet gets wrong every single time. They often pathologize softness as a symptom of something that's broken. But what if it's just a different way of being whole? See, to them, if you're gentle, you're masking. If your voice is soft, you need to heal and find your real voice underneath. But that's not how it works, because both things can be true at the same time. Michael went through terrible things, and Michael was genuinely soft. The pain shaped him, but the person that came out on the other side was still a real person, not a performance, not a mask. That softness became him. It was him. And honestly, thinking about what it means that he stayed soft, he could have become hardened. He could have become angry. I don't believe the negative allegations against him. Still, he chose gentleness. And people want to call that a trauma response, like it's a weakness. No, that was one of the strongest things about him. Choosing softness in a world that rewards loudness, when you have every reason to be bitter, that's not fawning, that's strength. And this is where it gets personal for me. I've been told my whole life that my voice is strange or too soft, that I need to speak up. People can't hear me, that I sound fake, that I'm putting it on. Nobody really talks like that. For a long time, I thought something must be wrong with me. I thought I need to find my real voice, the louder, more acceptable version, but there was no louder version hiding underneath. This is my voice. This is how I speak. And it's not because I'm broken or afraid or because I'm trying to talk like this. It's because this is who I am. So when I watched that trailer and I heard Jaafar Jackson speak those words in that gentle tone, I'm not gonna lie, it felt like a small victory. Not just for Michael Jackson, but for all of us. Every quiet person who has been told that they're too soft, every shy girl's been told to speak up or no one will take you seriously. Every introvert who has been made to feel like their natural way of existing in this world is a problem that needs to be solved.
You're strong. You're confident. You're beautiful. You're the greatest of all time.
When he says you are strong, he isn't shouting it from the mountaintops. He's whispering it into his own heart, into the heart of someone who needs to hear it. He taught me that affirmations don't need a specific type of voice behind them. to be effective or true. This biopic is saying something really simple. A man can be one of the most powerful performers who ever lived and still speak softly. Gentleness and greatness can live in the same person. You don't have to be loud to be more real. You don't have to be hard to be strong. A lot of us have this story, and I think it's time we stop being ashamed of it. Your soft voice is real. It always has been. It always was. And if you want to see more about the man behind the music, check out my other video here. You might know the answer, but I hope you like it. I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to subscribe too.